Thank you for being here today on American Family Radio and Urban Family Talk. It is my pleasure to welcome, for the first time on the program, and hopefully the first of many times, the Chairwoman of the Republican National Committee, Ronna McDaniel. Ronna, thank you for your time today.
Thanks for having me, Stacy.
So I've seen you on television so many times doing such a fantastic job in your role as Chairwoman of the RNC. And so it's a pleasure to have you on to talk to you directly about something that's really, it's a metamorphosis that you've undergone, which is going from being the CEO of your household to serving as the longest serving woman as RNC chair of the Republican National Committee. And this is not an easy job. And you have a pretty interesting boss, a guy who some people feel is kind of difficult. I kind of think he's fun. What has it been like for you doing this role?
Well, so I just wrote an op-ed about this, and yeah, I was a stay-home mom. I have 2 children, and taking on this role was something that was a family decision. It was something my husband and kids were supportive of, but it's a challenge. I love it, but there are days where I'm in the carpool lane and taking my son to school, and I'll get a call from the president, and it's a little surreal. But we've raised the most money in history at the Republican Party since I've been chair. We had historic gains in the Senate, and I want to make sure we reelect this president because he is championing better wages, more jobs, and delivering on those things for our country. And I think that's vitally important. And if I can do my part to help, I'm happy to do it.
Well, I think you're doing a huge thing to help. I mean, raising that amount of money, the most ever, setting records in that area, it really speaks to the ability for women. And I love this story. I think it's a success story that American women can do exactly what you described. You can be the chairwoman of the RNC, still do carpool line, take calls from the president, raise the most money ever, and have a very satisfying and fulfilling life that you've created for yourself because you live in a country where freedom and liberty abound and women are able to create their own work situations and work and home realities. It's something that's unique to our country, I feel. It
is, and I think, certainly we've got a lot of women who work at the RNC, and when I was Michigan GOP chair, same thing, and having that flexibility and being open to different family circumstances is something that I think helps women be productive in the workforce. And I have a president who supports me in this role, and it's helped make me more successful. I also have a family that's incredibly supportive and a husband who's my teammate who says, let's go get it done, and we're tackling taking care of our kids, and both of us with very professional jobs at the same time. And I think it makes a difference, but it's not always easy. I'm not going to say it's always perfect, and we probably eat more fast food than I'd like, but we're doing the best we can.
Well, you know what? Sometimes the fast food is a necessary evil, but what we're talking about here is a very active lifestyle that I don't think the kids will remember that part. I think they're going to remember the phone calls as they're getting in the car and picked up from school from President Trump, probably more than that.
Yeah, my son, the last time the president called, it went to my Bluetooth, and my son kept saying, can I say hi? Can I say hi? And I'm like, no, stay quiet. So I figured out how to get him off Bluetooth. But, I will say it's such an exciting role, and it's so important. And when I wrote this article, we submitted this article, part of it said, we need to say, why not, instead of saying why not, we can't do this, we need to say, why can't we do this? And we need to jump into these roles because women do have a very valuable voice to add to the conversation. And I'm lucky that I have a president who said, I'm going to bring this stay-home mom from Michigan to come run the party. I think it was a real maverick choice, and we work really well together, and we're breaking records. And I'm pleased to be only the second woman. I hope there's many more women to follow me in this role.
Well, Chairwoman McDaniel, one of the things that I found really fascinating about your op-ed, which is in Today Parenting, and I'll put the link up on Facebook and on my Twitter feed so people can check it out. It's a great piece. I really enjoyed it. One of the quotes from the piece, you say, the point is that we cannot allow the why nots to stand in the way of why not me. And you discuss all of the different ways that women are able to branch out and do really whatever their career or timeline or their work goals offer them. They're able to accept these opportunities, and that you were selected to run the RNC in your 40s. So it's not, I often tell women who are in their 20s or 30s who are like they've got their first baby and they're thinking of stepping back from their career, do it. Step back from your career. You have so many years later to re-engage with it, job share, or do what you're doing, which you have a huge job, but you're also still picking up the kids.
Absolutely. And it's a team effort. You got to schedule things more. But when I am working, when I am on the road, I am so productive because when I'm home, I want to be a mom and I want to do homework and I'm going to go to my daughter's tennis practice after this radio show. So you're balancing it all and fitting it in. But I think having that balance makes me more effective with my time and know that I have to be on when I have that time to work and on when I'm with my kids and with my family. Mm-hmm. And I think a lot of women deal with that. But I will tell you, I was a stay-home mom in my 20s. I was a working mom then. I just wasn't getting paid for it, and it was such a valuable part of my life. And I think we should celebrate women in whatever role they're taking and help champion them and lift them up. And I know I have so many women in my life that support me, and I hope that I can be that same support for other women as I encounter them in their careers and in their futures as they're helping to change this country.
So as we close out, because I know you do have a limited amount of time for us today, and we're so appreciative of that, I wanted to give you a chance to just expound on 2020, which you're so adept at doing this. Is there anything you think that our audience really needs to kind of focus on as we're gearing up? We're already in campaign season, but as we move closer and closer to the big moment where the Democrats will finally pick some nincompoop from out of their group, and that person will go up against our guy, President Trump?
I would say engage now. We have a GOP.com website to volunteer, and we live in the best country on earth. We're so blessed to live in this nation with the freedoms that we enjoy. But what the Democrats are proposing right now would radically shift the America that we know and love. And their solution to every problem is more government, which means the reins of control will be in the hands of politicians like the Democrats. And Republicans stand for individual liberty. We don't believe in higher taxes. We believe in the innovation and the American spirit and the American dream that has made our country great. And we are at a turning point for our country. We have to keep President Trump in office because the Democrats are going to take us down a socialist path where we will not even recognize our country as the country the founders fought for and gave to us. So we have to be all in, engage, volunteer, start talking to people now, educate them on socialism, and educate them on why we need to keep Republicans in the majority.
Fantastic. You know, I want to say thanks again, and I hope to speak to you again soon. Enjoy your afternoon with the kiddos, and thank you for really representing. Like, a lot of women are looking at you right now, and they're saying, wow, I think I can do that too, and that's fantastic.
Oh, well, thank you so much. Thanks for having me, Stacy. I really appreciate it.
All right. Hope to talk to you again soon. Chairwoman Ronna McDaniel of the Republican National Committee, setting records while she's still taking care of her kids. I love that.